We are here with Jessica Cameron, star of one of the movies that is going to be showing tonight, which is the Black Dahlia Murder.
Black Dahlia
I do that
Haunting.
every time. I know when I talked to you on the phone before, I did the same thing, and it's right there. I can see it. Sorry,
That's okay.
Black Dahlia
We'll fire
Haunting is what
later.
we're going to be talking about. Now, tell me a little bit about your time doing that movie.
I actually just have a cameo, so I wasn't on set all that much. But Brandon's is a wonderful up-and-coming director, and I get to play Norma Jean Marilyn Monroe in a flashback sequence. One of the common rumors are that they were all hanging out at the time, all the movie stars and the celebrities back in the day. So even though we don't have any physical proof that Marilyn knew Elizabeth Short, it is highly suspected that she did.
Okay, well that's really interesting. I didn't realize that it was such a little cameo in the film, though, because we didn't have a chance to talk about that before. As far as some of your other projects that you've been working on recently, I know you did Mr. Hush, which is available at her counter right now, as well as it can be watched on Netflix. Now, with that movie, what exactly was it that you were doing in that one?
Okay, you can also buy it at Redbox, just so we can keep it clear. In that film, I am the loving and loyal wife of the lead male. So I play Julie Price, who's a happy wife and mother, and then all hell breaks loose. So I don't want to give too much away, but yes. So it's a wonderful tale. It's definitely like a flashback to the 80s films that we all loved, like the 80 horrors, very funny, very humorous. It's one of those horror films, too, that isn't over-the-top gory. It doesn't have TNA, so it's kind of a family-friendly horror film.
Okay, actually that's good, because it's very rare that anything like that ever happens. Even the PG-13 stuff isn't necessarily appropriate for kids.
Oh, exactly.
So.
And David Madison's daughter, who actually plays my daughter in the film, he loves those films. So it's got Stephen Jeffries, Stephen Dash, who were both iconic horror film actors in the 80s. So they're both in it. So it was very much made in that tone.
Okay. And what as far as upcoming projects do you have going on?
Well, right now you can see me in Camel Spiders, which is on the Sci-Fi Channel, as well as Redbox, Blockbuster, all over. And then there's a slew of other films that are going to be coming out slowly. I've got Silent Night, which I have a cameo in, coming out of theaters on December 7th, which is really exciting. I'm getting ready to shoot a movie up in Canada in which I basically, even though it wasn't written this intentionally, I play myself. So it's always great when you're like, oh, I would do that, I would do that, I would do that. I don't want to give away the end, but I was like, oh, crap, I would do that too. Uh-oh. So it's kind of eerie when you see yourself in print and you're like, oh, wow, I need to change how I think and act.
And then I know when we talked on the phone last week, you also were talking about the movie that you were going to be making with Dave Retta, which is Shadow, correct?
Yes. Shadow is a wonderful film. Very flashback to the slasher pictures of the 80s. So Freddy, Jason, all those iconic men, which basically in our little film Shadow, we replace the man with me, a female. So it's very much in that tone, except we're taking it to a much darker place than they did in the 80s. It's really gory. It's very graphic. The kill sequences are amazing. Some of the best I've ever read. I can't wait to see how they look visually. It's really powerful and really impactful.
Okay, and then one last thing, as far as like any websites or anything like that you want to plug?
Oh, always. You can check out my website, www.jessicacameron.com, or you can find me on Facebook. I have a fan page, or Twitter. I tweet a lot.
Okay, well, great. Thank you so much. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I'm sure we're going to watch the Black Dahlia Haunting tonight, and we'll actually be reviewing it on our podcast next week.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
you can call me up.
I'll send you a link on it and everything, and if you want to talk on the phone about it after, we'd be more than happy to have you back on the show.
Great.
All right.
You.
Thank you.